Hey guys, in today's video we'll be going over the Shock Mimic in the map The Tomb for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Let's start simple. You'll notice around the map a few items just laying on the floor, them being ammo mods, perks, pack-a-punch crystals, epic rarity equipment such as monkey bombs and Casimirs, and also score streaks. But don't be fooled, these can be Shock Mimics. After playing just a few games on The Tomb, you'll find that the spawn locations of these items may look the same. That's because they are. Each room has several spots that can spawn a disguised Shock Mimic. Once you have seen them a few times, you'll be able to easily identify if a dropped item is actually a Mimic. Also, when you are close to a Shock Mimic, a static effect can be seen around the edge of the screen. Now onto the attacks. A Shock Mimic can attack in three different ways. The first being typical melee, secondly, a ranged shock shot, and thirdly, a grapple. The melee attack is nothing special, so let's move on to the range shot. The range shot deals relatively low damage, however the area effect of it can be quite deceiving. You'll think you're out of its range, however you'll still get hit, so be careful on that one. You may not notice it too much whilst playing the game normally, however you'll definitely be able to notice it during the blood sacrifice side Easter egg. And for the last attack, we have the grapple. This is almost the same as the amalgam but with a shock and twist. The Mimic picks you up from a range, pulls you in, and throws you back out dealing damage, just like the amalgam does. But this also gives the player a slight stun effect which only lasts about a second, which you are unable to use any actions apart from walking. But at the higher rounds this may be enough to put you in an unfavourable position, so I would highly recommend holding on to a mutant injector and a monkey bombs just in case. You may think that using equipment may help you against the Mimics. However, the Mimics destroy most of the equipment when they are thrown close by, like Casimirs. The same is also true for shock charges. However, if you direct impact them, this will stun them. Personally, I would use combat axes and monkey bombs, which seem to be the most effective way of dealing with them, since combat axes deal relatively high damage and monkey bombs do distract them. Another thing to note about the grapple is that the zombies will ignore you whilst in the animation, just like the amalgam used to. However, this has now been changed, but after checking the patch notes I can't seem to find any mention that this was changed, so this may also be changed in time. The Shock Mimic's only weakness is to the brain rot ammo mod, which can be highly annoying, especially when you turn a Mimic when you don't really want to. Even more so, as they don't immediately die once the effect wears off like a regular zombie would. I have found myself using Deadshot a lot more due to the relatively big crit spot of the Mimic. Also, if you are using the ice staff against them, the grapple animation is quite easy to read, which may give you enough time just to step out of the way. One tip I would recommend is learning the Mimic spawn spots, just so you know where to look out for and where not to step. Also, during my time playing the Tomb, I've noticed that the Mimics are not affected by the ice staff as much as you would think. For example, when a Doppelgast or an amalgam is being affected, they don't seem to be using any of their other attacks apart from melee. With the Doppelgast in particular, when it tries to use its range attacks, the needles will not shoot. When using the ice staff against the amalgam, they don't seem to pull, they will only go in for the melee. However, it would seem that the Shock Mimics do not abide by this. They will still try and pull you, they will still shoot you at range, and they will also still melee you, so be careful for that. And when it comes to the high round strategies, I would 100% recommend dealing with the Shock Mimics as quickly as you can, as they definitely do start to swarm up. And in my opinion, the Shock Mimic is a relatively well designed enemy, especially for the Tomb. Well, that covers everything I wanted to go over about the Shock Mimic in the Tomb. I do want to go over each special and elite zombie, that being the Mangler, Doppelgast, Amalgams and Abomination, plus any further releases through the year. If you have enjoyed or found this to be helpful in any way, please leave a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the other overviews I do in the future. Take care all, and take it easy.